Have you ever caught your own reflection and for just a second seen a stranger looking back? A new line you don't recognize, a bit more silver in your hair. And in that moment, a familiar feeling creeps in, a quiet dread, a subtle panic. It feels like every screen we look at, every magazine we flip through, is screaming the same message. Aging is a problem to be solved, a battle to be fought with expensive creams and invasive procedures, all in a desperate attempt to hold on to the ghost of who we were. We're told to wage this war every single day. But what if that whole story is wrong? What if the constant fight against getting older is the very thing that's making us miserable? What if I told you that aging doesn't have to be a battle, but can actually be a beautiful spiritual journey? Today, we're going to explore a profound secret from Buddhist wisdom, broken down into 5 simple habits you can bring into your daily life. These aren't about stopping time, they're about changing your relationship with it, helping you find a truly timeless mind and spirit. So, if you're ready for that, take a deep breath and let's begin. Let's be honest, this war on aging is exhausting. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry built on making us feel ashamed of a completely natural part of life. We're taught to see every birthday as a loss and every physical change as a sign that we're falling apart. This creates a constant low-grade hum of anxiety, what Buddhism calls dukkha, a deep and pervasive feeling of suffering or unsatisfactoriness. We end up fighting against the natural flow of life itself, which is about as draining and pointless as trying to push back the ocean's tide with your bare hands. This anxiety is real. We worry about becoming invisible, about losing our health, our vitality, our relevance in the world. But Buddhist philosophy offers a radical alternative. It doesn't promise to stop the clock. It promises something so much better, freedom from the fear of the clock. The secret isn't a fountain of youth, it's a well of wisdom. Buddhism doesn't pretend aging doesn't happen. It looks right at it, understands it, and embraces it as a fundamental truth of being alive. The Buddha himself started his spiritual journey after he truly saw the realities of old age, sickness, and death. He realized that peace isn't found in denying these things, but in understanding them. So, we're going to walk through 5 simple yet profound daily habits inspired by this ancient wisdom. These practices aren't about stopping your body from changing. They're about realizing that your spirit, your core awareness, is changeless. They're about trading fear for fearlessness. The first habit, and the foundation for everything else, is to truly embrace the idea of anicca, or impermanence. This is the universal law that says everything is always changing. Nothing is permanent. Not our youth, not our health, not our sorrows, not even life itself. Our suffering doesn't come from change. It comes from desperately trying to cling to things as if they were permanent. Think of it like trying to hold water in your fist. The tighter you squeeze, the faster it slips through your fingers. But if you just open your palm, you can hold it, feel it, and let it go when it's time. The struggle comes from the resistance. So, here's the daily practice. Start each day with a moment of reflection on impermanence. You don't need a long meditation session. Just take 3 deep breaths and acknowledge this simple truth. The Buddha encouraged his followers to contemplate, "I am of the nature to grow old. There is no way to escape it." Now, this might sound grim, but it's actually the opposite. It's liberating. It's like declaring a truce. When you stop fighting the current, you're no longer at war with reality. You're free to swim with it and find the grace in every stage of the river. This acceptance is the first step to dissolving fear. Once we accept the river of change, how do we keep from getting swept away by our emotions? That brings us to our second habit, the powerful duo of mindfulness and loving kindness. Mindfulness, or sati, is simply being present with what is, right here and now, without judging it. When the thought, "I look so old today," pops into your head, you just notice it. You don't get angry at it, you don't automatically believe it, and you don't try to shove it away. You just see it for what it is, a passing cloud in the big open sky of your awareness. This helps us observe our changing bodies and minds with a sense of calm. But this becomes even more powerful when you pair it with metta, or loving kindness. This is the practice of actively sending compassion, especially toward yourself. Society teaches us to be our own harshest critics, especially when it comes to aging. Metta is the antidote. It's a gentle, healing balm for the wounds of self-judgment. The daily habit is a short 10-minute practice. For the first 5 minutes, just be mindful. Sit quietly, focus on the feeling of your breath moving in and out, and notice the sensations in your body without needing to label them good or bad. For the next 5 minutes, practice metta. You can put a hand on your heart and silently repeat phrases like, "May I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be at peace, may I accept myself with kindness." You are directing warmth and compassion inward. And research shows these practices really can improve our emotional well-being and lower the stress that accelerates the aging process. Our third habit goes one step deeper. It's the practice of radical acceptance. This isn't just passively agreeing that things change, it's actively meeting every moment with non-resistance. Remember, the suffering isn't the grey hair, it's the hating of the grey hair. The pain isn't a new physical limit, it's the constant, bitter comparison to what you used to be able to do. Imagine you're caught in an ocean rip current. Your instinct is to panic and swim hard against it, but that just exhausts you and pulls you out further. The way to survive is to do the opposite of what you feel like doing. Relax, float, and let the current carry you until you're out of its grip. Acceptance is floating. Resistance is the exhausting struggle. So, here's the practice. When a difficult thought or a painful feeling about aging shows up, just float. Instead of fighting it, gently acknowledge it. You can say to yourself, there's that fear of losing my strength. I see it. It's okay. This is a part of life, and I can meet this feeling with peace. You're not saying the thought is true, you're just letting it be there without creating a storm around it. This simple shift dissolves the emotional charge and lets the feeling pass right through you. For so much of our lives, we build our identity on a reflection, the reflection of our appearance, our career, our role as a parent. But aging holds up a different mirror, and sometimes we don't recognize the person looking back. Our fourth habit is to consciously turn away from that social mirror and find a sense of self-worth that is internal, unconditional, and doesn't have an expiration date. Buddhism teaches that our attachment to ego and what other people think is a huge source of our suffering. We're trained to get our value from the outside, from compliments, promotions, and status. As those things naturally change with age, it can leave us feeling lost or invisible. The answer is to find your value inside. The daily habit is simple. Do one thing every single day that nourishes your inner self with zero goal of being productive or getting praise. It's an act of pure self-connection. This could be journaling, walking in nature without your phone, getting lost in a creative hobby, or just sitting in silence with a cup of tea. These small acts root you in a deeper sense of self that isn't defined by wrinkles or a job title. It's a quiet act of rebellion against a world that tells you your worth is fading, reminding yourself that your true value is always there. This inner journey doesn't mean you have to go it alone. In fact, our final habit is all about the power of connection. In Buddhism, the Sangha, or spiritual community, is considered one of the 3 essential jewels of the path. While aging can sometimes feel lonely as our social circles shift, it's also a chance to deepen our connections and see just how much we all depend on each other. Think of an old-growth forest. The oldest trees, with the deepest roots and widest canopies, provide shelter and stability for the whole ecosystem. They aren't fading away, they're holding the forest together. Your life experience, your wisdom, and even your struggles are a form of nourishment for the people around you. The daily habit is to actively nurture your Sangha. This community can be your close friends, family, a volunteer group, a book club, anyone you share a genuine connection with. Each day, make a small effort to connect. Send a text, make a quick call, or meet for a walk. But go one step further. Don't just look for support, offer it. Share what you've learned. Listen with compassion. Your presence is incredibly valuable. By offering yourself to others, you create a powerful sense of purpose that has nothing to do with age and everything to do with the human heart. So those are the 5 habits, ancient secrets for a modern world. 1. Embrace impermanence so you can stop fighting the river of life. 2. Practice mindfulness and self-compassion to become your own best friend. 3. Cultivate radical acceptance to let go of the exhausting struggle. 4. Turn away from the social mirror to find your timeless value within. 5. Nurture your community to find purpose and connection. These habits won't erase your wrinkles or turn back the clock. They do something far more powerful. They change aging from something to be feared into a journey of awakening. They transform it from a process of loss into a process of deepening. You start to see that you aren't just the aging body. You are the ageless awareness that is watching it all unfold with grace and peace. The goal is not to add years to your life, but to add life to your years. The secret to aging without fear is discovering that your deepest nature, that quiet, conscious awareness, exists outside of time altogether. I'd love to build a little community right here. Which of these 5 habits resonated with you the most? Please share your thoughts in the comments. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. And if this was helpful, please like and share it with others who might be feeling this same fear. Thank you for joining me.